Okay, so now we're going to be looking at fractions on a number line and using a number line to compare fractions. Okay, so when we do this, for the purpose of today's lesson and what we're doing now, we are going to always go from 0 to 1. Eventually, we will go past 1, but we're just going 0 to 1 right now. So your denominator, I like to start with my denominator, is how many total parts. So how many parts, sections, I would say maybe between 0 and 1 will I need? Well, I'll need 2 sections. So if I just go like this, then I have my 1 section and my 2 section. Okay, now my numerator is going to tell me how far away from 0 I'm going to go. Well, I'm going to go 1 away from 0 because it's 1/2, and that's where I would place my point. So 1/2 is right there on a number line. Okay, so let's look at this next part now when we're actually comparing. So now, again, remember we're going to start at 0. Oops, change that. We're not going to put a dot. We're going to put a line. 0, 0. Now, we're going to 7. Okay, so I need 7 pieces in between 0 and 1. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pieces. So that's 1 whole. And it would be the same because both of our denominators are 7. So now I can say, okay, well, this one is 2 away. So this is 1, 2. So this is where 2/7 is. And my next fraction is 3/7. So it's 1, 2, 3 away. Which one is closer to 1? Would be 3/7, which means it's a greater number. So, oops, wrong button. So that means 2/7 is less than 3/7, or 3/7 is greater than 2/7. Remember, the bigger opening is going to open up to the bigger number. Okay, so now we're going to look at what happens when we have different denominators. Okay, so we're going to start at 0 again, and we're going to end at 1. But now here's where it gets a little bit tricky, especially because of that error that I was talking about, right? We're not perfect. We can't perfectly draw our lines. So this one is a little bit harder. As you do your practice, it will be on a computer, so you'll have more precise and even sections, but this is just going to be a rough estimate. Okay, so what I'm going to do is 8. I'm going to break it in half. And I know that I have 2 sections now. Each section has to have 4. So I'm going to break it in half again. Okay, and now each of these sections has to have 2. So I like to kind of just do this when I have an even number. See, that could be a little bit more in the middle. But again, this is a rough estimate, and this is not very good because if you look at how big this is versus how small this is. So I'm going to redo this, but I'm going to pause right now. So just give me a second. Okay, it's still not great, but it will do for the purpose of this practice. Okay, so now I'm going to do 6. And so I'm going to break it in half again using this 1/2 marker. Okay, and then I'm going to break each section into 3. 1, 2, 1, 2. Oops. See, this is tough. So hopefully this works out for us. We'll see. If not, it'll be better for you in your practice. So we need 5/8. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5/8. And then 3/6. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. 3/6. So which is further along on the number line? Well, you can see that 5/8 is closer to 1 or further along. So 5/8 is greater than 3/6. So that's kind of how we would use a number line. Not the most accurate when you are drawing it out, but when you do your Khan Academy practice, you'll be able to move the point on the number line that's already created for you. Okay, so that's how we would compare using a number line.